Hello, hello, hello. How are you? This is Els coming from Bemis Crafty Corner, and today I have a project for us that is, it's a little different. It's a storage solution, and it would make a great gift for a crafty friend. But we're gonna do one of them today, and you can always do two of them and glue them together, which makes them a little bit more stable, and gives you twice as much space. But what these are is they're die storage. So if you have like some dies that you're using or some stamps that you're using right now and you need a place to put them, you can put them in here and put it on your desk, and then you'll have a place to put them so you don't lose them, because some dies have tiny little pieces and we don't want to do that. So I'm going to show you how to do this, and I'm going to show you how to do this two ways. One using 12 by 12 and the other one using 8.5 by 11. Okay? Because I had a hard time finding 8.5 by 11 and 110, and you can see the difference here. The 110 is much stabler, and the regular 65-pound cardstock, not so much. So I'm going to show you how to do it both ways. All right? I'm going to get out some supplies, and I'll be right back. Remember, all of the measurements are going to be in the description box below, okay? So this one, when it's done, is 7 by 2. The front is 4 inches, and the back is 6. So it's a pretty big, roomy box, okay? So 7 by 2 by like 4, the lowest point, okay? So what we're going to want to do this is going to be paper trimmer, scoreboard, scoring tools, adhesive, and then some paper. Okay, so let's take a look. If you're doing this with 12 by 12, you need one piece of 12 by 12. If you're doing it with 8.5 by 11, you're going to need 2 sheets of that. Okay, so we're going to walk through this one first, and then we'll do, the 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to get stuff out of the way here, and we're going to get this piece of paper cut, and then get started, with all of that. I'll be right back. Okay, so for our first cut, we're just going to take 1 inch off of the 12 by 12. That's it, just one, gone. All right, and then we're going to put this in with the 12 inches across the top. We're going to make a couple of simple scores here. One at 4, and another one at 6. Don't dig, go over it a couple of times is always better. And then we're going to turn it to the short side. That's the 11-inch side. And we're going to score this at 2 and over at 9. Okay? 2 and 9. That's it. So easy. Easy peasy. Now, we're going to go ahead and fold. Remember, we just put in some valleys, so we're going to turn it over and turn those into hills. This is probably the easiest box I've ever done, as far as like on this channel. All right, now we're going to do some cutting. On these middle little spots right here, we are going to cut. So we're going to cut up to the fold. Cut up to the fold, and then we're going to wedge. This does not have to be a huge wedge, just, a really slight wedge, basically just cutting out the score line. Okay? We're going to do that on both sides. Now, if you want to do this on your cutter, you can do that. If if you think that you can stop at the appropriate time, you do this on your cutter. You do you, okay? All right. A little bit of my scissors went to the wrong side there. There we go. All right. So that's it for this part. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue the back like this. All right. So I'm going to fold in these two little flaps here in the middle. And we're going to glue those. Now you can use tape if you want to. I recommend if you do that, you use a good double-sided tape, not just, you know, not the roller kind. It's quick and easy, not for this. All right, and then we're going to bring up this part and we're going to make it nice and flush. We want that flush with the fold, okay? Same thing over here. We want the bottom here to be flush with the fold, okay? And then I'm just going to go over those with my bone folder just to make sure that they're nice and snug on both sides. And then we're going to do these. And the way that we're going to do these is we're going to put glue on this side and then we're going to bring it up. Same thing. We're going to make sure that it's flush. And then we're going to press it down. So we're going to bring that up. Make sure that this edge on this piece here is flush with this. Fold it over. Same thing here. This edge is flush with the bottom. And then you can press that down. Now for this next part, it's time to be a little courageous. You take your scissors, put them right where this side piece joins up to the front, angle for that fold corner in the back, and chop it off. You're going to take the same piece off of the other side, okay? Again, you're just basically starting right where those two pieces come together and aiming for the corner. Okay? So that is quick and easy with a piece of 12 by 12. You can sturdy this up with some panels. I will put the measurements for those in the description box so that you can do that. I'm going to go ahead and get this off my desk, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to go over how to do this with the 8.5 by 11. I'll be right back. All right, so with 8.5 by 11, we have to do this using two pieces. So the first one, we're going to cut. We already have the 11 that we need. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut a 1/2 inch off of one, because we need it to be 8 by 11, and then we're going to cut 2.5 off the other one because we need that one to be 6 by 11. So 2 cuts. All right, get rid of this. Let's bring in our scoreboard. All right, we're going to start on the 8 by 11. And on the 11-inch side, we're going to score at 2 and 9. Those are our side panels. Then we're going to turn this, and we're going to score at 2. Okay? So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes and 3 score lines, okay? We're going to bring in the other one. And this one, again, we're going to do it at 2 and 9. And then we're going to turn it, and we're going to do this one again at 2. See that? All the same score numbers on everything. 2 and 9 on the long end, 2 on the short end. And that's it for scoring. I'm going to get rid of this. All right, I'm going to be right back. We're going to go ahead and do all of our burnishing and everything and do our cuts, and we'll get this put together. Be right back. In order to put this together, we're going to have to get rid of some of these flaps on the 2-inch side. So it doesn't matter which one you want to do. Just going to get rid of one. Okay. And I would be honest, I mean, if it were me, I'd probably do the back one, so that when you put this together and you bring it up, it's the one in the front, and the front goes to the back. I'll explain. So we're going to get rid of these. We're going to go straight down our score line, just right there. And we're going to get rid of the bottom piece. We're going to give it just a tiny little wedge. Okay? Tiny little wedge up to the score line, and then cut across the score line. Okay? So we got one that looks like this. And then one that looks like that. All right? We're going to get rid of those. We're going to get out the other piece. This is the front of the box. So this is where we're going to be leaving our flaps. All right? So we're going to cut the score line and wedge. And I'm going to wedge the bottom as well. Right there. Same thing over here. I'm going to cut up the score line, wedge, and wedge. That's it. It's all the cutting. I know, a little more difficult than the other one, but now I have valleys. I'm going to turn those into hills. Burnish my folds. On both pieces. All right. Now, I'm going to take this part and I'm going to marry it to this part, with the taller piece being on the inside, on the top, okay? So, this is the longer piece. This is the piece that is 6. Glue. I'm going to bring this one over. We're making sure that we're lining up these side pieces. Putting that piece down. Okay? Give it a little press. Now, looks familiar, doesn't it? So, glue on the flaps. The bottom of this one here, flush with the fold. Same thing over here. Okay. Then glue on these outside flaps. This edge flush. You want it flush to the back and flush to the bottom. That's going to tell you that it's straight, okay? Hit it with the bone folder. Make our cuts from the joint to the score in the back. Okay. And that's what they look like. So you have one made out of 65-pound 12 by 12 and one made out of 110-pound 2 sheets of 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to be back. I'm going to give you the measurements for all of these pieces and parts, and we can get them on here, okay? Be right back. So our box is 7 inches across. So our measurement to put something on the front is going to be 6 3/4. Okay? And then the height on this is 4 inches, so 3 3/4. And that's going to be our piece right there. 3/4. Yeah. So that's going to go right there. And if you want to put a piece in the back, then it is 6 inches, so it's going to be 6 3/4 by 5 3/4. Okay. Take one off of here that's 6 3/4 so we can see it. Oops. Sit, stay. All right. So this one would go in here, and you just drop it down about 1/8 of an inch. Glue that one in. This one goes right on the front, just like that. And if you want to add some stability to this, tie some ribbon around it. Put a piece of ribbon around there, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and glue all this down and get the other one done, and then we're going to take a look at them. I'll be right back. There they are. So yeah, if you want to, like, you can wrap a ribbon around it or some twine, whatever you want to do. And of course, the more you put on it, the more stable it becomes. All right. I chose not to put side panels on it, but if you want to, or back panels, but if you want to, I'll make sure that I get those measurements in the description box below. Okay. But that's it. That's all I have for you. I hope to give this one a try. Let's see, anything else? I don't think so. Do me a favor, subscribe. Just, you know, it doesn't hurt, doesn't cost anything. You'll forget about it by morning. Nobody's gonna come to your house. No bugs are gonna walk on you. You're just gonna be subscribed to the channel and help out a crazy lady. That's all. You know? I promise not to, like, try to become your bestie or anything like that, you know? Check out the description box below. That's going to give you some information, and check out the community tab here on the YouTube channel to see what I've got going on in my digital life. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Bye-bye.